I remember like one of the most formative movies that I ever saw for a very specific reason was Glory.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason it was so formative was I didn't know that characters could die at the end of a movie. Even though I knew some of the Shakespeare stories and things like that, I knew that it was allowed in theater and maybe old stuff from the past, but for whatever reason, it just never dawned on me that a character would die at the end of a movie, a main character. And, now I guess I'm giving the movie away, but a lot of people die at the end of that movie, including everyone that you kind of love by that point. And I remember watching it, again, it was, probably VHS tape on the TV, and as soon as you and Matthew Broderick went down, I was just like, wait, get back up. What the, and I got angry. I was like, get back up. And it just kind of, and then I went back and watched that movie like 100 more times. And so every movie at that age just kind of affected me on this gut level. And I think there was just some emotional connection that I found I didn't have with anything else. I became, one of those kids that very early on was like glued to that experience of being just completely transported. First movies I was really connected to were animated movies, so I drew a lot. I thought I'm going to be Walt Disney. That's my dream. And then it became I'm going to be Spielberg, and then it became et cetera. So that was like it was whoever was.
It's funny because your first film, you can feel that. Your first film is, it's like this shoebox movie that is just so epic. It's like black and white. You shot it on film, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's like this musical, but like this Peck and Pod doing a musical kind of thing, like in Boston. And you can tell.
Like everyone I loved, I kind of stepped into that.
But it's yours,
Yeah.
But it's yours.
Performing music was a big part of my life, growing up and into my 20s. And eventually I just couldn't handle there were many reasons. I was never going to be good enough. It was one of them. But I also just couldn't handle to me, the particular kind of terror that came from performing on a stage or performing in front of people or performing, period. I'm in awe of actors, chiefly for that reason, because the sort of exposure level is greater than I ever had on a drum set. At least on a drum set, you got cymbals behind you and you're slightly hidden. But to me, as nervous as I get directing, I get really nervous, before the first day of set or even on set. I get nervous at screenings, but it's never a touch of this kind of gnawing fear that I ever felt as a drummer, as a musician.
Did your actors on La La Land feel that kind of terror?
Mine's still the terror. And maybe, I don't know. They're much better at handling it than I am. I think we were all nervous. We all knew that we were kind of, if the musical goes off the rails, it can be ugly. So it's like, I think we all kind of knew that, but they're able to not let the nervousness translate into their work, and that's something I was never able to accomplish.
She captured a feeling, sky with no ceiling, the sunset inside a frame. Here's to the ones who dream, foolish as they may seem.
First step through the door was getting work as a writer for hire, but really, if it was really, really, really schlocky, that was my, it was like, rewrites on sequels of, horror movies and just anything that I could get my hands on just to pay the bills. I loved the idea of like being able to, that I'd actually pay a bill by writing was just miraculous. So I would write literally anything you could send me and I would do a rewrite on it. That's kind of what I did. My off hours, I'd try to write La La Land or Whiplash or something that I would kind of want to do myself. But otherwise, I was full in.
Can I ask Damien a question?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. You're saying that Whiplash really was your first script?
It was probably the 100th script I'd written at that point, but just in terms of all the bad scripts I put in a drawer or scripts I wrote for hire. But it was my first, I guess because Guy Manley didn't really have a script, my first one. So it was my first script that I made.
It's really myself. Amazing. And for hire, did anything get produced?
Yeah.
Don't want to talk about it.
This group has lots of secrets.
Hi, I'm Damien Chazelle. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to more videos from The Hollywood Reporter.